We have a slight update on the rewards situation. Bayeee does Thor, love the Crocs, and MBCH quits the game. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news for Friday. Hope you're all doing well, and we're moving on from the last 48 hours because we've got a lot of different stories to cover, including kind of a slight update on what's going on with the situation. So let's, without further ado, get into the news stories. First story, and starting off quite light, is Cyclops as a villain. Now, for a lot of players who aren't familiar with the comic book side of things, and that's great, it's good to have two types of people: those that are cinematic fans, those that are just kind of character fans, and obviously those that are kind of a smush with that and comic book source stuff. I myself am more kind of comic book source stuff, but I do like the cinematic side. But it's always very interesting when people have these questions about when a particular character has been a villain or a hero, because sometimes there's been switches where Doctor Doom has been kind of an anti-hero, kind of slight hero for a time, and the same thing with characters like this. Cyclops, when has he been a villain? For those that don't know, he turned villain obviously with an agenda that wasn't to his liking and splintered away from the X-Men. To be honest, it's when he killed Charles Xavier. So that's really when he decided, hey, I'm gonna go my way now. And if you're interested in learning more about the whole kind of saga behind it, then go to the link in the description, and I think Panarithus posted this on the forum post, so that helps as well. Next up, and as you know, over the last week there's been weird things going on. The persistent charges issued 7 days ago, and not to mention the fact that we've had this weird demote leader, demote officers type problem, which went into the game about a couple of days ago. It seems that players were kind of then jumping between positions and were going up to being a leader and then being demoted, or weird people appointed leaders and officers being it was really weird. I think it did like shake up a lot of people for their Wednesday, in amongst other things that were going on Wednesday. This whole situation caused havoc, and I'm not saying the great champion, we'd all love to get Havoc, and for those that have got him, but the fact is it did annoy a lot of players, and Kabam really had to get on this as soon as possible. Even though Kabam were quick to get the fix on this, it did make me feel like, what the hell, and how the heck does something like this happen? It's just another thing in 7 days. Like, well, is it flick of the switch? What's the inner workings here? Because it's kind of crazy to think. I understand that happens in games, but I'm just like, this is kind of big. And it's like one of the things that it hasn't happened before, which is curious. And the same thing with that persistent charges thing. That has happened before, but the fact is, I think mainly with this one, this hasn't happened before. Are there some background tinkering that they're doing that's affecting this? I don't know, but it's a little bit worrying. The final word on the matter is as follows. The ability to kick Alliance members has now been restored. Thank you for your patience. As mentioned earlier, some of you have extenuating circumstances that cannot be handled automatically, but please reach out to our support team if you feel that you have need for more assistance. As I said, this is integral to our day-to-day functionality, and it is really unusual to have something like this just go, unless somebody was tinkering with something in the background. And I'm not saying they are, I'm not saying they're not, but the fact is, it is something that is new, that hasn't gone wrong in a very long time, if it has, or not that I can remember. And I've been playing for near 5 years, and I don't remember that Alliance leader bug where they just go randomly. It's a Yorkshire-based joke. If you don't know what the Hovis advert is, UK people might get that joke. But the fact is, it ain't good, and this better not happen again. In other news, and cosplay and Halloween. Yes, I cosplayed as Emo Rich. Now, this is a picture from me back in the day. My Chemical Romance are reforming, so I thought, hey, let's post Emo Rich. I mean, that's kind of Halloweenish. But I was hoping for lots of people to send through like cosplay and Halloween stuff. Luckily, somebody stepped up to the mark. See, Manuel is going as Wolverine, although I did say he looked a little bit like Rey Mysterio. Yeah, there's similarities there. Don't know who she is. By the way, if anybody watched Crown Jewel last night, it was good. You'll be really satisfied. And one of my other favourite videos of Halloween has got to be this video here. It's done by Captain Bayeee, and it just features him as Husky Thor, or Bro Thor, whatever you want to call him. But I still don't know if the next film is going to feature him. I know there's an ongoing discussion now with Marvel Studios whether or not they feel that it would be best to have this character version in or not. But I love it. Look, he's down there. He's down there. Look at him there. It's great. The amount of, he's even got he's got Stormbreaker as well. It's great. Go and check out the video, link is in the description, by the way. And now on to more important news, and that is all about this reward situation. Obviously the community has been incredibly passionate over the last 48 hours about this situation, that these rewards aren't good enough for the level of hype around this event. Also, it doesn't fit the type of meta for certain people at endgame type of levels and other things as well. Kabam Mike's been very vocal in the forums, been a little bit sassy as he normally does. But also for those that have been very critical, it's a case of being giving valuable feedback to the developer. And I believe there was a meeting yesterday and an announcement will be with us within 24 hours. Now on to more sadder news, and that is MBCH is, he's left the game. I didn't realize this, and this was actually done last week. And I use this site all the time. So for a while, I don't know if you've seen in certain videos, I've said, oh, check out MBCH, or you've seen me using some sort of bits from this. I love this site. This is one of my favorite sites for Marvel Contest of Champions based content. But unfortunately, Crush Test, who's the person that runs it, is stopped. And the site is actually going to go out of being used as a domain on Christmas Day, 24th of December. Crush Test puts a very passionate speech together talking about his time in this particular community and stuff that he has done for the community. As I said, I absolutely love this site and it's been one of my favorites for a long time. And obviously if Crush Test wants to leave the game, then it's completely up to him. And I just kind of wish there was more kind of support for him, because running this does cost. Running a domain for a site does cost. It was something I was looking into myself. But at the same time, it's time and effort. And obviously you tried things like YouTube, so you can check the YouTube link if you want, and the link is in the description to this farewell post. Give it some time and also familiarize yourself with this site, because I use it a lot. And even prepping for this video, I was looking at arena cutoffs of the past and kind of going, look, is there something I can gauge this? Because I like to understand what people's grinding habits are, popularities of champions, and then kind of benchmark it against stuff like this. Not to mention the effort the Crush Test did for the Russian community, because predominantly this is a Russian site with English translations for it. And I love my Russian community, especially the subscribers that come into the live streams, and it's Privet, and it's like, hello, and then it's like, we go, oh, I'm from Russia, yeah, like, cool, and you have a discussion. So it is sad to see somebody with a great tool and resource go. Also sticking with that type of story, but moving on to a little cutoff. Now I did my Guillotine 2099, which I think I said between 65 and 67 mil, and for the 4-star, it's going to be for about 13 mil tops. But then when you're looking at a champion like Proxima Midnight, I'm kind of going with anything between 2.2 and 2.4 mil, although I've got this feeling that the champion might go about 1.9. But look, put 2.4 in to be safe. Let's just cut it down the middle, say 2.4 mil to be safe. I thought I'd just end with this, because it made me laugh. I saw it on TrueCourse's page and I was just like, man, this is just the... I don't know why. Every time I see this kind of messed up kind of graphics, I'm just like, it just makes me laugh. It's a Friday. Just a quick story going into the news. I've just in a post edit actually of the news, but I kind of came across this and people talking about the value of the changes in the progression calendars. And a lot of people are talking about, well, look, I would have liked to have seen something better from these changes. From my perspective, having a tier 2 alpha put into my Cavalier calendar, as well as the chance of getting a 5-star, is great, not to mention 6-star shards. Obviously we'd all want more of that, considering it's still the same principle as it is with the 5-star shards. You've got to get 10,000 to get a basic, so the same thing really applies for 6-star shards. And maybe in the future there will be some bumps to this to kind of increase the amount. Now obviously with rewards being such a hot topic at the moment, showcasing things like the extent of gold to how much it costs to rank a 6-star or a 5-star nowadays isn't really comparable, and some things like the shard crystals seem pretty pointless as well. But again, let's kind of put it down to Kabam need to look at these in the future, and hopefully they kind of get an understanding. I mean, for me personally, I'm an arena grinder, so the gold side of things is I earn elsewhere, and the crystal shard side of things largely I pick up from doing arena grinding. But yeah, if you're looking for something of a daily login and you're not an arena grinder, this would seem obviously pretty pathetic. But again, going back to what this story is about is the lower end and how people feel about this. I think at the end of the day, from looking at this and also what has happened from the last 48 hours, learning lessons about beginner players and encouraging people is very important. Retention for those, because at the end of the day, I need to feel how I felt back in 2015, where I couldn't wait to play every second of this game. When I was at work, like, I want to get home and play the game. When I'm on my lunch break, I want to play the game. And that's the thing, getting back to that type of mentality is difficult when there's situations where the game has evolved so much, and bringing people from a lower level up to speed very quickly. And I'm not saying you should give everything out for free, but the problem is we're in a state of affairs where people want more from the developer in order to get up to certain standards. And also people need to work hard at the same time. It's a good balance that needs to be triggered, and hopefully Kabam understand this when considering new rewards or updating rewards in the current future for things like calendars and other stuff. So the question to the people that have recently started the game, do you feel this encourages your progression and your login? Do you feel that this is kind of something you want to get yourself involved with? Put it down in the comment section down below. There we have it. That has been Marvel Contest of Champions news for the 1st of November 2019. If we have any more updates on stories, I'll let you know as soon as I know anything, and maybe catch you later on for a live stream. But have a great weekend. See you in the next one. Bye bye for now.